Welcome to another episode of All About Moments. Woo! We are here
Ooh.
today with the amazing Aisha, Mary, myself, and we have ourselves a special guest. So we're going to let him introduce himself. Welcome, welcome.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm MJ. I'm from North Carolina. I'm 38 years of age. I am
Ooh.
a pharmacy technician,
Ooh.
and I'm here for the podcast.
Okay, we got to
Okay.
give. Thank you so much, MJ, for being here. We're so excited to have you here. Thank you for just being awesome and saying yes. Before we get started,
Yes.
really wanted to say quickly a disclaimer that these views expressed in our podcast are just our personal opinions and for entertainment purposes only and educational. We're not offering anybody professional advice. And thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So we will get started.
Yay. Hey,
Yeah.
y'all.
Before we say anything, I was like, Melody, that sounds like a dating profile. Your
It really did.
introduction.
It
I
gave
like
plenty of
it.
it,
fish. It
it
definitely
really
gave
did.
plenty of
I didn't know
fish.
what to say.
It really did. Yeah, it really did. So, ladies, I'm just saying. Hey. All right. Well, Aisha, what we doing here?
Okay. All right. Well, Melzy, are you single?
Yeah.
Mm. Oh,
Oh,
okay. All right. So, well,
hey, ladies.
all right. Hey, y'all. Tonight we have a topic that some or many can relate to, and it is about heartbreak. You know, it's about heartbreak. You dating someone, y'all went through the butterfly stage, y'all sharing oodles and noodles and stuff. Things are getting
Love that.
real hot and heavy, and then all of a sudden somebody do something that you don't like, and then y'all breaking up, and then break up. How does it happen? It's different. It hits differently. How do you move on? What do you do? What's the stages of breakup? But this time we want to hear from a male's perspective. Okay, so we have MJ Mills Odums here, and yeah. So okay, Melzy, you introduce yourself. You let us know. But let's talk about some discussions. How do men typically process breakups?
There's different things that we could do. Sometimes we might jump into another relationship right away.
Sounds like majority
Sometimes
of the
we
time.
may go through you know, the whole phase of just mess with different women.
Hmm.
Um, Another thing we might do is spend more time with friends and family. Or another thing, we also might work on a hobby or something we like.
See, I'm not a fan of the
I
part
think
where somebody's saying jump into another relationship. I feel like I see that all the time. I don't know why people do that, why men do that.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
feel like some women will be crying still, like, oh my God, you know?
I think men get the stereotype when they do jump into either another relationship or they go through that whole phase. Like they don't
yeah.
process it and they deal with their breakup or try to replace the girl.
So, are you saying that men don't immediately grieve the relationship? They just kind of, they kind of let it simmer for a little while and have a boys' night. You know what I'm saying?
It,
And let it out that way. Is that what's the
it,
process? You
it
said jump into
depends
another
on the
relate a
person.
hobby. You don't let the girl. You don't hot. What you do? What's happening? You don't let her know you miss her.
You know, do
How
you
do you grieve the
journal or what do y'all do?
relationship?
It's all
Mm.
depends on the person. Like it's an individual basis type thing. I know me personally, I don't jump into nothing right away. That's why I'm still single because I'm trying
Mm.
to heal and get myself together before I get into anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, distractions, using distractions,
Yeah,
work for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
definitely
So you
work.
don't think about it, out of sight, out of mind. You ain't got to, oh,
Yeah,
I'm working. You can use
yeah,
that when you know you really wasn't. That's okay. It's cool.
Yeah. I know one way is that like as women we tend to like use our support system, so we may talk to our other girlfriends and talk about like the breakup, what happened, like they're our shoulders to cry on. Is that typical for men? Do
Yes.
they go to their like male friends, their
yeah.
homeboys, and cry about?
Definitely. I go to like someone that I know that's gonna give me sound advice. Some of my friends I know I can't talk to them about this stuff because
Mhm.
they're not serious. But yeah, I have like one or two friends that I can go to and talk real stuff to.
Mhm.
Kind of keeping it in silence because, of course, it's a breakup, right? They're gonna be
Yeah,
like, "Wait a minute, why y'all ain't posted? Why y'all ain't going out?" Different things like that. So you gotta kind of keep it like, "Oh, well, we chilling right now, whatever it is," because it's a breakup. You really don't want people to know. You don't know whether you gonna tell them. You don't know what she said something or
right.
what to say. I also want to say something like, it just depends on the type of breakup. If it was angry, if it was upsetting, if it was like a mutual breakup, if it was, something like, what, it's not working for me, and you guys agree, or the other person is upset thinking it's going well, or vice versa. I think it's just the type of breakup that could set the tone of how you're going to heal, of how the direction is. Because if y'all just broke up and you cool, you got to understand it like, okay, you good, you good. All right, then you can move on to the next person and go on. Or was it angry, you mad? That means you toxic. You see what I'm saying? Then you're gonna take your toxicity over to your next relationship. So, it just, to me, I feel like it just depends on the type of
Mhm.
um ending of the breakup, or you take a look at it, keep on ticking, like that didn't work, goodbye, move on. I
Right.
think
Yeah.
that's a great way. But anyway.
Right. Have you ever, and anybody else, been the one that did the break, like the one that decided that you guys
To
needed to
break
like
up,
break up? Yeah.
I always broke up with. I've never been broken up with.
Mhm. So you were always the one that broke up with the other person?
Yeah.
Look at you breaking hearts.
Nah, it wasn't that I was
Mm.
breaking hearts. It was just that, it wasn't where it needed to be.
You were choosing yourself. You knew what was right for
Right.
you.
Right.
So okay, okay, all right.
How did you know it when you were there? Like, how did you know, like, no, this, I need to break up? Versus, like, we can make this work.
Like, shoot, it could be like the way they talk to you, how they treat you and stuff. To like, you're not gonna talk to me any type of way. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a respect thing for me. I'm big on
Yeah.
respect. So, yeah,
It's
if you
true.
call me out my
Mm.
name, we don't need to be like. It shouldn't have to get that way.
Oh,
Mm.
don't be
Mm-mm-mm.
ugly. Don't be nice.
Yeah.
Use
Yeah.
nice words.
I mean, I
What
agree with
about
you
you,
with
ladies?
that. I agree with you with that, MJ. Because me personally, if somebody calls me out of my name, I already know if we go continue to get serious, you're gonna continue to do that. And my thing would be, is this person gonna call me out of my name in public as
Yeah,
well? I feel like
yeah,
that would be my big trigger. Like in private, it's still bad, but in public, it's like whoa. So
yeah.
don't give them any chances. So I agree with you with that. And it's so funny. I don't know if y'all have seen some research. So a few years ago, I need to see the one that's now. Men, it seems like men break up with women before they're married. They do more of the breakup. But when they're married, women are the ones that actually file for divorce. Isn't that weird? So before
Mm-hmm.
marriage, it's like men break up with like break up with like a million women. But once they're married, it's like even if they cheat or do anything outside of it. So I think that's pretty cool to know.
Even if they cheat, why would they want to break up if they
That is
cheated?
pretty funny though. That's
No.
pretty
Yeah.
funny.
I believe it.
Well,
That's kind of hilarious that women will be so quick to leave out of such a legal bond
Hmm.
when it's easier to leave before you
Right.
pay that money. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When dudes are like, you know what, this is not gonna work. I'm not about to pay that money and marry
Mhm.
you. When the lady is like,
Well,
you know what, let's get married, and
yeah,
then I'm about to
yeah.
leave you.
Well, and but
That's
you do you.
hilarious.
I mean, side note, do you know the reason why most women leave in like a divorce relationship, not for like adultery or like infidelity or like abuse or whatever, but a lot of times, particularly when they're like a family and they have kids, they just feel overwhelmed. Like they're single parents within a marriage, right? They're doing it all by themselves. So in a situation, of course, men wouldn't leave because they're not the ones that are having to do it all. It's the women that's feeling all the pressure on their backs. So that's why most women are the ones that initiate divorce.
I agree. I can see that. Yeah, that's true. Look at
Mm-hmm.
you. All right now, come on. You got that
That's
2020.
a fact.
You see, girl. Um, Also, something that I wanted to ask you, Mildy, is how can we take away the dedukes, the myths? I know for me, after a breakup, I'd be like, he don't care. He does not even care about me. He don't even care about my feelings. He went. How can you break? How? What is the deal of like men don't care? Can is that is that a myth or deduce? How can you help us
You,
understand that?
you talking about like men don't care after a breakup? That's what you asking?
Yeah, like after y'all
Yeah.
break up, yeah, like
Well, that's
Yeah.
what women
you as
perceive, you guys.
that's
That's
how
what. That's
women perceive. Do you
so.
like? I'm pretty sure you do care. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, how can you enlighten that? I mean, if you don't care, then maybe it's not a myth.
Nah, I do it. Yeah, I
Oh, okay.
can. Jules can. I think they should just. It's just communication. Like that's where it boils down to. Like
Mhm.
if you ask him, I'm sure he would tell you. But you can tell you can tell somebody care without saying nothing. Like they, yeah,
I guess because we kind of talked about it, like the way that different ways that men, and I guess women can do it too, but the ways that maybe a lot of men are not in touch with their emotions and feelings, and so their way of processing and coping is by trying to move on so quickly, like either jumping to the relationship, sleeping from people to people, distracting themselves. So, from the woman's perspective, if they see them living their life, having fun, sleeping with another woman, getting another girlfriend, it may seem like they don't care because she may be over here
Right.
in the corner crying and bawling and talking to her friends.
Doing her
And,
own thing.
yeah, while they having a blast of to their eyes, they're having a blast of their lives. But that's really how men. Not saying that not all men, of course, but like
mm,
if men are not, we know that not all men. They were society has told them not to be in touch with their emotions, right? To not feel things, not
yeah.
cry. So if they're not expressing those feelings, the way that they cope
Yeah.
is by distracting themselves from the breakup.
I think like a lot of men, they definitely misses like they definitely care. I think they do that to just like kind of mask or make it feel like try to I guess hold their feelings inside or whatever and not show it. We definitely we care. We definitely care.
And yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you got a standard to uphold as a man, your masculine thing, just you got a reputation to uphold, especially if it was, the nature of the culture of the relationship. So,
Yeah,
um that's why I encourage women to just, you break up, you need to it did not work. Thank you. Goodbye, and
yeah,
then move on. Just have a better outlook on it. I used to come like, oh, I wasted my time. I wasted my time when I had to come to an understanding that it was just a lesson. People come into your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. So you have to take out the meat, throw away the bones, and yeah, sometimes you can act immature about certain things, but breakup can get ugly. It can, be nasty. And have the um you have the control to you have the ability to control your heartbreak. You know what I mean? You can look at it as a good thing, a bad thing. A lot of people make it really negative. You know what I mean? They can really allow it to affect them physically, with their heart, with their just everything. It could send you into a mini panic attack, certain things like that. So
yeah.
you know,
Mm.
we could talk about it all night, but I'm
What's
just
the best way
saying,
that you? Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
What is the best way to go about go about a breakup? Do you continue that with communication, or do you block them completely altogether? Like
Send a
I'm
text and
gonna stop
block them.
talking to you. Yeah,
Send a
like
I
I want
text
to
don't
and
break
block.
block.
up with you. Block.
Yes, that's what you do and move on.
I don't do that. I don't like. I don't block people. Anybody can ask.
You
I
don't block
don't like
people?
blocking people. Huh?
What?
I don't never block people
Mm,
because I'm gonna
mm-mm.
show out. What you been You gonna
What?
see what I'm doing.
No,
What
I
to say? Don't
block
I
block.
don't block
you.
people, but
If I move on, I don't want to know what you're doing. I don't want you to. I don't want.
Yeah,
I
that's
really want to
no,
text you. I don't need
no,
to see you
no,
on social
thank you.
media. I don't want to like get the urge to text you. No, I don't want to block you.
Yeah,
Get your number out my
no,
phone. We're
right.
done, right? Like especially if you go.
Until I can control it, until
Yeah,
I can
so
self control
yeah,
it, then I will unblock
yeah.
you.
I don't want to
Yeah.
be on social media like, oh, what else doing? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
they have the unfollow. You don't have to see
yeah,
nobody's stories. You
I
don't
don't
have,
yeah,
want
oh,
to see it in
that's
that.
amazing. Yeah,
You out of my life.
I
Out of
don't
my life.
care.
I don't want to see you more.
I think I'm second MJ. Me personally, I want you to see. I'm not gonna block you because I want you to see everything
right.
I'm doing,
I'm living my life.
everything. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure I'm extra. I'm not gonna block for what? No. Especially if someone broke my heart. No, you're gonna see
Mm-hmm.
how I'm living. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
we have to pay
I
extra
mean, I
money.
guess if they, I mean, I don't know, broke your heart or if y'all just broke up, like, I don't know. I don't know. My
It
heart
don't
broke
matter.
too.
Break
Like,
up.
what are you
Oh,
talking about? Like, what are you?
they gonna see me.
Oh, okay.
Either way.
Mm.
Because isn't that what they say
Well,
you should
look,
do?
let me
Like
tell
when
you,
you
I'm not going to see that person because you've been blocked. So you can do whatever you want to do on social media, but
Yeah, do
I'm
whatever you
not
want
going
to
to see
do.
you.
I don't want to see
I don't
you.
want to see
So you
you.
think you out here like, oh, let me put
Living
on
it
the,
up,
oh, I don't
but
see
you can
that. I
see
don't,
it. I ain't
but
gonna
I
see
don't
it
know.
because
but
we no longer on social media together. I want
Right.
nothing to
I'm
do
so
with you.
glad that you did
I
that
could
for
care less
yourself
what you
because
doing.
I have no idea
well,
that it was there.
hypothetically, what if
Mm-mm.
his friend,
No.
like your friend, is his friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he
Oh,
Yeah.
I
the
would
person
block.
he
I would lose him too because if they're gonna be
I
posting up
said,
all
oh,
together,
that's
I ain't
great
got
for
time for
them.
that. Just
yeah.
That is so
delete,
awesome.
block. We don't need to be friends.
Wonderful.
If that's his
Why
friend,
would you tell me that? That is
yeah, no,
crazy
you can't play
about you.
around. I ain't got that kind of time.
Oh wow, you
Yeah.
all are quick to block now.
Uh-oh.
I
I'm
am very quick to block.
I'm
Oh,
not
I would block somebody,
because I don't see the
and
point.
I also
I
like
don't
to
ghost
be
people.
petty in relation, like at the end of a breakup. That's my favorite thing to do.
My petty is showing out. I'm showing out.
Exactly.
No, really. I don't, but I
That
also don't like to like ghost people. I like to let you know, like, look, I just want to stop talking to somebody. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, look, I don't want to talk to you anymore. This ain't working out. I hope you have a great life. And get that nice little like Hallmark card. Good luck in all your future endeavors.
Okay.
And delete and block, and that's it. I don't need no response. I don't need no feedback. There's nothing that needs to be given.
And cut. That's it. No
That's
other
it.
words. That's it. That's over. It
I
did
don't know
not
what
work.
they
Goodbye.
said.
That's
I
it.
don't
That's
even know what
over.
they said.
It's
They could
over.
be writing a whole paragraph. Mary won't know
That's the
because
best part. That's the
you
best
did
part
the
of
right.
dating. Cut them off.
but do you think though, like with these breakups, right? Do men talk well, not that. Like do you feel like your upbringing because I feel like upbringing impacts how somebody expresses pain. Like you said, you would show out. I feel like me, I would show out too. So I'm kind of surprised Mary and Aisha wouldn't show out.
What?
Like I guess because in my
What?
culture, I feel like they say, okay, if you break up, you better make sure you look better than when you left that relationship. That's what they'll tell me.
Oh,
You know,
yeah. I'm not saying I'm look busted and disgusted. I'm just like,
no, but
it's
I
like
want
out of
everyone
sight,
to
out of
see
mind.
it.
Like I don't need to be focused on you. I need to be focused on me. So of
No,
course I'm gonna be looking the best that I can be. I don't want to care about anything that you have going
Yeah,
on.
And in your
but
view,
I'm
you're
not doing
saying
that
in
for
their
them.
view. I think that's where y'all might
Yeah,
be
but I don't
confused.
care.
Oh,
But if
Wait,
I
in
want
okay.
their
I
to,
see
view,
but
what
if
you're
not
I want to
ours.
saying.
look,
Did you hear what Melody
oh, go
said?
ahead.
I
No, go
said
ahead.
in their view, not ours. I said I'm
Their
still
views.
blocking.
Yeah, I'm still like I don't care.
I
I'm glad you caught
care
that.
that much. I'm like,
no, I mean I'm no like
but I mean, like, whether I'm looking good or not, I'm gonna do that for me. I could care less because they won't. Again, they will not know I'm looking good because they have been blocked and moved on. So I'm gonna look good for
That means
me.
that's going to give you that once you see that you're not on my stories, once you see people like, oh man, what's going on? I necessarily did not block you, just don't check. You gonna want to check on me. Oh, how you doing? Oh, hello.
I ain't got time for that.
Crickets. You see what I'm saying?
We
It's
broke
I don't
not.
know.
up. Why the hell you texting me
You did
for?
not
Don't
want me
text me. Don't
goodbye.
ask me
You see what I'm
nothing.
saying? That sort of thing.
You all
You want
really
me?
lost
You
out
want
on
this?
some experiences for people to see. Because me personally, if someone broke up with me, I know I go a little more. Like I've had one. We didn't. It was mutual. Funny enough, I didn't break like because it was family issues, culture, unfortunately. But for me, I made sure because he was tall already. I found somebody who was taller than him to just because he said, "Oh, I feel like I'll be the tallest you've ever seen." Blah blah blah. Okay, bet. And the person was cuter, like because it was so silly. Why
Maybe,
something
just
like that.
maybe, just maybe I don't have that sort of competitiveness
It's not a
about
competitive
me.
thing. It's just saying that, oh, you think you're the best I can do? Watch me flourish.
To me,
Okay.
it means
Yeah.
more
Okay.
that I don't care. Like I don't like
I don't
like
care,
for
but I'm
me.
gonna show
Like
you I'm
if
doing.
I'm if it seems like I'm showing out because of them, they gonna know that they've caused me pain. Like right that they've caused me distress. Like
I'm sorry.
I'm being petty. Right. Like I'm doing
I'm
all
not
this
being
because of them.
petty.
Versus if we cut off
Well,
communication
that's my
off, it
favorite
almost
thing to
looks
do.
like I could care less about them.
I
Like
don't know. I think we're
Like
both thinking
I
something
could
that they're not
care
thinking.
less.
sarcastic,
It's not being
petty,
petty. It's not. It's
mean.
just saying
If I
I'm
can
gonna
be
show
those
you.
things
I
after a
want you.
breakup, that's
Isn't that the same to like
how you
influencers?
feel
They
good.
show you the best parts of them. An influencer shows you
Mm-hmm.
the best part of them. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you the best part of me without you. Period. Even if I turn off the camera and I'm crying, it's okay. Let me go cry after I take those pictures and videos.
They could think about it. They could maybe dream like, I wonder how she doing after this breakup. They won't know because I mean it's not being camera, but they could think
I don't.
about it.
Well,
Yeah,
I have
why
I
and
don't think
why
about
would
them.
you care? We broke up. It's the
Yeah,
how people move on. You see what I'm saying? We have moved on. Yeah, what you need with me?
yeah.
What you see what I'm saying? You have
Because I
moved
don't like to
on.
be attached. I don't like to be this back and forth
You
checking in.
you
What the hell you
feel me?
checking
You
on me for?
feel I feel real attackish. Feel you
It's
Yeah,
now.
just
I was
like
fine before. We found out. Like, come on
what
now.
do you say, MJ?
Don't need to
Go
check
ahead.
up on them.
it's just the feeling them knowing like, damn, they look good, like they doing their thing.
Okay, okay, okay.
Hmm.
I see that. I can see that.
And does
But
that help you move on faster
If I
though?
was looking good, hold on. If I was looking good
yeah,
But
and
to
I
not
was doing
address
my
them up,
thing before,
yeah.
then why does it matter that I'm doing my thing? I was gonna always be doing it. That person always gonna be doing their thing. Life didn't stop because you
that's
broke up
true.
with them.
Some people it do.
Drop the mic. Pew.
That's true too. I agree.
He
Yeah,
said
that gives
everything
them
correct. Like
that gives them the
silence.
And those are
motivation
the
they need.
and
That's
Yeah.
these are the
true.
people that I see in my practice because your life shouldn't stop because someone broke up with you, right?
Well, do you know a funny thing? Maybe that's how some men move on fast. They just show it off. I don't
Mm,
know. That's what I'm thinking in my head because I
and
think
that's what's helped me.
that's what
I
helped
agree.
me. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a dude, but I'm just saying that's what after a breakup was helped me. Just I've never had low self esteem. Never had low confidence. It's sort of like take a lick and keep on ticking. Let's keep it moving, that sort of thing. So I mean, that's how you kind of move on from a breakup. Yes, you grieve. You have those moments to kind of like get over what's happening. I mean, honestly, I mean, I feel like you can get over it anytime you want to, whether you with somebody or not. But I'm just like to be like, you know what, this person is out of my system. I'm about to just this is over.
Sometimes,
Let me just get with somebody
I'm like,
else.
sometimes I'm getting over it while I'm with them
Yeah,
because I've
it's
already
like
broken
I
up.
got time for
But
that.
for
Like
me,
I will get it out of my
for
system.
me,
Trust me.
before you
Right.
already broke up, I'm
And we
already
couldn't
over
afford.
you before we already broke up.
Well, what do you
All
think, MJ?
right.
Because I feel like I want to hear like what you have to say about what Aisha just said.
About Why I should say?
I said, basically, I'm not a guy, but I could understand the process of moving forward. You know, like moving on, just kind of going on to the next beat, and then kind of grieve that later it will eventually iron itself out. You know what I mean? And then you will eventually get over it. But just like I know that relationship didn't serve me. This is what I know I do not want. Let me start over and
Mhm.
do the things that I need to do that are correct now to have the relationship that I do want. That's what I should have said at the beginning. But yes, that's what I don't know if you could rebuttal to that or not.
No, that's right. You should grieve first and process everything, get it out your system before you date again. So I do agree with that.
Okay, yes. I
I'm
agree with that.
sorry, you
Yeah.
guys. Let's be realistic. People don't do that. A lot of people
They
don't do
don't,
that. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's what I said that I do not. I
but
mean,
that's the right
I
thing.
have it. I think in this last past breakup I have and it helped, but n- no, most of the
I don't
time,
think I've
you
ever
know.
been that into someone that I really needed to like take a break and heal. I'm gonna be honest with you.
oh, I
That's where I'm
have.
at with my past relationship. Like I didn't jump at anything. Like I'm just chilling until I get myself
That's
together.
good.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
That's
people
a
need
part
it.
of healing. So
yeah,
that's a good part of how you're dealing with it. You're pausing, you're being
yeah.
silent, you're being
I'm
undercover.
not in no
You're kind
rush.
of like making sure you got your ducks in a row before
Yeah,
you. But then you also will know from your past and all the your past life will say that what you don't want when you
you're
begin
right.
to have a new relationship, the things that you're looking for, it'll make it easier in the
Yeah,
dating field than when you have the right one, you'll know for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
exactly. Yep.
All right.
And don't. I
So
think that's
we're
very great that you don't rush. Sometimes that's what we do. And that's how a lot of breakups do happen before and you become toxic. We talked about that before. How people just kind of carry things over and don't get themselves together. And then next thing you know, things start to pop up and their growth relationship and then you're like, oh, I need to back up or you know what, things are not right, and then they start having an argument, and you feel like it's them when it's really you.
Right.
So that's that's another podcast for another day.
So we're gonna take a quick like five
Yeah.
second break.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to All About Moments podcast on YouTube. You can catch me on TikTok at MJ Odoms as well.
Okay,
all
I
right.
think we're back from our break.
Welcome
Yes. Yes.
back. Welcome back.
Welcome
So it looks
back.
like we just have a few more questions. Before we end, just kind of wrapping things up. And I know Aisha had a burning question she wanted to ask.
Yeah, this has actually been a very good topic. I'm very, very glad that we talked about this and had a male's perspective this time on here because we would have been just talking about anything and saying whatever about men. I know I would have. But so we're very grateful to have you here again, Melzy. But let me ask you, what is one thing you wish that women would know about men during a breakup? I hope I said it right. I said it right. Okay, I said it right. Okay, great. What do you think? What do you wish?
I wish that y'all knew that we're emotional creatures just like y'all are. So we go through things too, and we have to have like a support system, and we need people to talk to like process the breakup. I wish that um, y'all have known that we're more emotional than we are.
I agree. Yeah.
But my thing is, if men are more emotional, why don't they just express themselves and tell women? Like, what's the issue sometimes? I feel like I know we talk, but I feel like sometimes that's not what happens. So some people just break up. Oh, okay, the girl didn't give you respect or whatever the issue is. why don't some men just say it? Because I feel like that could really help a relationship.
Well, you know, some men communication is trash. So to be technically honest, so that's that. And then the other thing is, um, some people are scared to like put their heart out, and they're scared to express their feelings, their true feelings. So then that's the other thing.
Okay, so it's like if they express their true feelings to everybody, then it's they just want to. Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
You can't just give all your feelings. Okay.
right.
It just I don't know. It just kind of stinks because I know communication's bad, and it just I feel like some relationship because the funny thing is some men go back to women that they've dated in the past. So it's like, but you broke up with her or you all broke up. Why are you going back to the same place where you ate before?
Sometimes people just like to go for what they know, and they don't feel like learning someone new. So I'm gonna just go back to this person that I already know instead of working and doing all this extra stuff to learn someone new.
Man. But do you think when they go back, is it just like it's a placeholder for when they find the person they really want to be with? Because I feel like sometimes it's a placeholder. I don't know, but that's what I think.
It could work both ways. It could be either or a placeholder, or they want that person and try to work things out to keep that relationship going.
Man. Because I don't know. I know, man, please stop me whenever you want to. But my last question would be, we, the thing is, when men break up with women, sometimes it stinks because I feel we our biological clock, I think some women think that. Maybe not all women. I know Mary's gonna say no, but I think some people are thinking that, hey, okay, if I've been in this relationship for like 10 years, the person breaks up with me, and then like you've wasted 10 years of your life.
We think the same way.
Really? Oh, interesting.
I'm getting old. I know I need to find somebody soon, but I know I'm not ready right now at this moment. So yeah,
Oh, Mary, are you
I mean,
sure?
I agree, Abby. I said earlier, like I definitely see it as, or I used to see it as a waste, for sure. But it's always a reason. I feel like that we have to wait on our person or go through certain people. I feel like you have to meet a certain amount of people, honestly, just to like understand like who you really want to be with. You may catch your lesson early, you may catch your lesson later or something like that, but I really feel like it's just a process that you have to go through. It's just things that you have to learn, you know. Um about yourself mainly, different tests with different people just to see if you're gonna figure it out or be like, you know what, yeah, I think I can stick it out with this person, or like, no, this is not it. I need to do something better or find something else, or whatever. But it's not a waste of time. It took me a long time to understand that it's not a waste, and I still in the back of my mind think it's absolutely a waste, but it's really a lesson learned for sure.
I think also it depends on your culture because me personally,
Yeah.
I feel like is it okay? And again, our viewers, I might say this wrong, but I think it's the Indian culture, some parts specifically, where they don't even know the person at all. They get married
Yeah.
right
Mhm.
away, or they've only met them one time. They didn't date
Arranged
Mhm.
anyone else.
marriages.
Yes, yeah. So they've only met
Arranged
them
marriage.
once.
Yeah.
Arranged marriage,
Mhm.
yeah. And some places do that. Didn't we? Isn't there a show called Married at First Sight? Like they did something similar like that where, they
Right.
just got them. I mean, that's not relationship, but you don't know how, but something like that.
They
That culture,
choose to do
arranged.
that though. They
Yeah,
choose to go through that. But how they heal after a breakup, that was public. That was the whole world seeing that.
but
If
my
they were to be with somebody. Or what is it, married at first sight? They meet
hmm
them at the altar or something like that. That's humiliating. How do you heal over that? You know what I'm saying? You meet somebody at the altar and they're like, oh, after 2 months, y'all are not married no more. That's
I mean,
crazy.
actually, I wouldn't be as surprised that they would be married versus the normal way that we do it, right?
Yeah, that's
Because if
true.
you think about like they don't know each other, they didn't get
Yeah.
the opportunity to like get to know each other's flaws, so they're getting to know each other's flaws as soon as they got married, right?
Mm,
So they haven't had time to work
that's
through that,
sad.
and so like I would be, I'm not as surprised that they
You don't
would
think they'll
separate
beat
and get
themselves
divorced
up,
compared to.
afterwards? Like, why would I do that? Why would I humiliate myself in front of
Well,
thousands of people,
well, MJ,
millions,
But you
okay,
think
it
about
took
like regular
months.
marriages or divorce, like you went, you dated for a year,
all the
you
time,
whatever,
all
then
the
you got
time?
engaged and got married. People came out to
Yes,
this wedding. I mean, to me, that
yes.
would be more embarrassing that
You
you
ever
guys were like
been to
together
a
2 or 3
wedding?
years.
You ever been to a wedding and the pastor make the audience responsible for the couple getting married? That jump be blow. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, if they get divorced, they like, y'all here, y'all witnesses, of this couple. If they were to, something happens, they holding us responsible. I'm here to get a little drinky drink and do a little 1-2 step down. I'm responsible for this couple.
Mhm.
What
That's crazy.
me personally though, I don't think it matters. And I guess this is where I want to ask MJ, like, if you meet your perfect woman right now or close to, does it matter how many months you're with that person
before marriage.
before marriage?
Good question.
Mm,
Just your
That's your
opinion for
opinion
you,
for
not
you,
all
not
the other men, but your opinion.
Well, you didn't ask him if he wanted to get married first.
Oh,
oh,
that's
I
a
do
good
want to get
question.
married.
Assumed.
Hell
He
yeah.
wants to get married.
oh,
um,
Okay, so then, so yeah, you meet your perfect person. Everything works out. I mean, she's not perfect because nobody's perfect. The
Yeah,
opposite
yeah.
is
but
perfect.
There's so many. There's so many other stipulations to that. Like, have we lived together? Like,
right.
have we?
What if she don't want to live with you until she gets married? It's supposed to be
That's
traditional.
true.
right. What if she's a traditional woman?
Okay,
Yeah.
you all. Let's be honest. MJ, don't
I'm
listen to
sorry.
them.
I'm sorry.
It
I'm
might be
sorry. I don't
modern.
want to
It
give you
might
a
be a
hard
modern
time.
woman.
I'm about to make him sweat. About to make him
Right.
sweat.
I'm trying to see.
Mary, what if she
Because
got
we're
her own
talking
stuff?
because we said married
What if
at
she's
first sight.
independent?
So that married at first sight, they don't even know each other until they walk down the aisle. And then arranged marriages, maybe they've met each other once or twice. And then we talked about knowing somebody for 1 year. But it doesn't even matter whether you know somebody for 5 seconds or 1 year. I feel
Yeah.
like
Me
I don't know.
personally, a year is a good time. Like
A year.
a year of dating.
You need
Yeah.
at least a year.
Yeah.
But you know, older people when they like, like above 50, 60s and stuff, they be getting married fast. They be like 2 months in,
Okay,
like, oh,
in
I
about
treat my
3-4
wife.
months, and then the wedding. Okay,
And you
put
be
that
like,
little
did y'all
suit
just meet
on.
like 2 weeks ago?
What
But
happened? Like, what in the world?
Because
Damn.
I like that. Can you say that again,
What you say?
MJ?
I
Yeah.
said I don't want to get married and get broken up the next day.
See, I like that.
But
I
that
like
can
that.
happen if you
That's the
know somebody
truth
for
right
five
there.
years.
That's
I,
true too.
Yeah, I mean, people can always change. I'm just saying, for a marriage to succeed, it's like 50-50, right? It's 50% that the marriage won't last, right? And most people are like, they know their partners for some time before they got married. Like in America, we don't really practice arranged marriages, right? So majority of the time, people know their partner for years, right? And they've gotten married and they got divorced. So the amount of time you know somebody doesn't make means them last.
but if
That's
you go
true.
into that mindset though, like of I don't want to get a divorce or I want to stick it through, I feel like you'll last long. I think
Yeah,
the person will
yeah,
last
That's
longer.
my belief. Like I don't
yeah,
want the divorce.
Well, I'm gonna say
absolutely.
I'm gonna get divorced if I need to. Divorce is always gonna be an option because I ain't seen enough
I'm
of that.
just saying. I'm just saying
You know
if
what I'm
it
saying?
if it's grounds, if it's terms for the it's only if it's
Yeah.
terms, only
Yeah.
if it's grounds for like I'm a team player. I was gonna stick it in there. I don't like to break up. I don't like that feeling that it feels physically to my heart or to my body when it comes to my partner or Marcus, my husband, someone being upset with me. I do not like that. My love interest, my person, my romantic. love is like that physically hurts my heart. I do not like it. It breaks me down. So I try to avoid that of all costs and make sure that we do everything and communicate honestly and
Yeah.
honestly be like, you breaking my heart. I just want to let you know that like my heart is breaking. I've had to say that. Or, and just to let them know like I want us to work this out. But be vulnerable. Um letting them know that you are a person with feelings and set a standard. From off the bat, like Abby said, you go into the mindset of we're not breaking up, we're not divorced, or people have the cliche, we don't go to bed angry, or different things like that. I actually will go to bed angry. I just, because I'm not going to change my
We can be
mind,
in the same
something like
bed.
that. All right, but
You
we
really
will
It's
come
could.
hot.
to,
Yeah. You better rub them feet together. We rubbing our feet together. I don't care how bad I get.
no, no, just know I'm upset, I'm feeling some type of way. So, you're going to know
You
that.
better get on the side of the bed. That's what's gonna
Not
happen.
touch your feet.
And it
Lord,
happens.
because
Happening, right.
it's the best place to
But
use the
setting a
night.
foundation,
Couch.
Mm.
setting a foundation,
Sit on the couch.
that's what's gonna make it work.
On the
He
couch.
said
That's
put
your
him on
best
the
place to lay.
couch. Wait a minute.
Oh
Man
The
yeah,
said, put him on the
couch.
couch.
yeah, that's your best place to lay
That's
because you
how.
piss me off and we can't do this. Yeah, that's
That's how you gonna
bad.
move on.
we need
That's
space.
how you deal with heartbreak. Put
Yes,
them on the
we need
couch.
space. We need space. Yes.
Listen.
Well, okay. So before we kind of like end, I do want to ask, since we are talking about breakups, so most of us probably have experienced at least one breakup. Tell me about one breakup that really changed you, and what did you do to cope? Because we may have, people right now that are watching that are currently going through a breakup, or who are afraid to break up with this person, even though the relationship ain't working, but they're afraid to break up because they don't want to go through that heartbreak. So I think we should talk about like how do we get through that? How do we cope? We make it through on the other side.
You want me to start
Who
off?
wants to go?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it was definitely my first relationship. To cope with it, I did a lot of different hobbies. I picked up hobbies. I traveled. Um, I went to church more. What else did I do? I was just hanging around friends more. I was going out. I was doing more things to try to keep off my mind. Like I just stayed busy. So that's how I cope with that relationship.
I think that's a good one to stay busy, keep your mind, because if you don't,
Hmm.
maybe sometimes, not saying what happened, but some people could get into depression state if they didn't, they kept thinking about it. So,
That's true.
well, it's so interesting you said going to church. So I guess you just
I
focus
was
more on
just about to
religion.
say that. Abby, do not say. Do
Because
not. Go
he's not the
ahead.
first one to say it, because it's so interesting. Like they only say, I
Go
go to
ahead.
church more. So is it something
Yeah.
about the religion just to get your faith back up again,
I was
or?
just about to say I
Yeah,
definitely lean on my faith. Absolutely.
yeah.
100% I lean on my faith. That's I mean, honestly, my foundation, those that know me, my parents were leaders. So some do hurt my feelings or make them like, Lord, oh fire, Lord, get up, Jesus. Give a flat tire. Like I'm just like, God, I'm your child, something like that. And I'm fasting, I'm praying, I'm reading scripture, I'm coming before the Lord, I'm making a prayer jar, I'm doing all the things so that I can keep my faith elevated and keep my mind focused on what's more important. And then church, I think that is my hobby. Like I would take on like tasks in church. That would be my incentive to go to church
Like
so that
choir.
I would be, more focused on certain things.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just always been. And then, of course, friends and family, mainly friends for sure, because I would lean on them and tell my friends my business. So, with that being said, and then, my faith, I would make it up on the other side and be pulled through. So, I was gonna say it's interesting you said church because that's the first thing I'm running to is the church.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Not to find a dude either. I just want to point that out. Not to find a guy. No, that's terrible. Do not find your person in church. Don't go
No,
out there
find your
looking
person in
around
church.
people.
Pause. You can find your person in church, but not when you're breaking up.
Don't, but
It's
do not actively seek out. Don't be like, oh, okay, about this, I'm going to church and I'm fine. No, do not.
okay.
Don't trust them.
I think you can find your person in church, but that's
With
a
the
different
lies.
topic for a different day. But before we end, really want to get MJ your final thoughts. Just the question would be, can you give a piece of advice you'll give to your younger self or other men on getting through a breakup? What would be a piece of advice?
Um, don't be afraid to show your emotions. Have your good circle of someone you could talk to about your emotions, and yeah, just don't hold anything in. That'll be my advice.
But actually, you want to give us an affirmation for our listeners for this week to try to do?
Yes, at the end of the day gonna end. We all know that. Our sister Gorilla
Mm.
has told us that. But we
Mm-hmm.
just want to thank Melzy again for joining us and
Thank
encouraging
you, Melzy.
our listeners to DM him or to reach out to Melzy. Go ahead and share. Uh,
We'll
how
just
can
get in
we get
those
in touch with
DMs.
you, Melzy? I know I've seen you do some things on TikTok, DJing on TikTok.
Oh
How
yeah.
can we get to know Milzy a little bit more. Ladies who are single, he mentioned that he's available.
And
So
he said
how
we
can
can
they
get in
follow
his
you?
DMs.
Or
Let
if
him
you just
know.
want
Let
to
me know.
follow up on how Milzy handles his breakups, hit him up on what, Milzy? What are your links?
You can catch me on TikTok on at MJ Odoms,
Can you spell
Facebook
the
Mm.
MJ
odor?
Odoms. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of our listeners ends up being your like forever person. I think you should think all about moments. Like I have a
Oh, I
feeling.
definitely will.
We will
Yeah.
sing. We'll sing at your wedding.
No. No.
Hopefully, you do come back. We would really love for you to come back again,
Oh,
even
definitely.
hopefully in a another like live chat where people be chatted to. So yeah, that would be exciting.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, you
yeah.
got your followers on TikTok.
Oh
Hmm.
yes.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. I enjoyed it,
Well,
y'all.
you don't know. You don't know what.
You
I said
enjoyed
I
it.
enjoyed it.
Oh.
Oh, I'm so glad you did. Thank you. I'm
No.
glad.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to say to our followers, people who are in relationships or dealing with heartbreak or trying to figure out what to do, how to move on, just like Milty said, gather yourself around a support system, someone that you can basically tell your business to and feel comfortable about it, how you can maneuver through your relationship, whether you're going to stay, whether you're going to stick it out, whether you're going to leave, what you're going to do, how you're going to leave, just a support system that can help you because your happiness is something that matters the most. And I read something the other day. I'm gonna say this and then we can leave. I read something the other day and I posted on Facebook where self love is it's a protection for yourself. It is not, people think you are stuck up or anything like that. Because that's what at first I used to think. But it's not that. It is a protection for you. Because if you can't love yourself at all, then how can you love other people? And I remember my mom telling me that when I was in a really bad breakup, moving on, trying to transition, she was like, Aisha, you don't love yourself. And I was like, yes, I do. And she was like, no, you don't. Because if you loved yourself, you would not accept what this person is doing to you or how this relationship is unfolding. You would do better for yourself. You would move on. You will love yourself enough to protect from this type of heartbreak. And that is my final moments to other people. And just surround yourself with those who see more in you than you see in yourself, and you're able to love greater. That is my last final thought.
Okay, well, thank you all so much again. Please reach out to any of your brothers, your cousins, friends. You never know, somebody needs a safe space to talk. Y'all have a great and wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are. Thanks again for joining.